Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to play and farm Kamigotchi, which is a game built on top of Yominet, which is built on top of Initia. This game is not free to play. You have to pay money, which it's pretty expensive, to mint the NFTs in order to start harvesting their token, which isn't live yet, but hopefully it does cook. However, that being said, I cannot guarantee the returns from doing this are going to be greater than what you put in. So as usual, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You got to do your own research, make sure this is something you see potential in. And then if you're cool with that, you can come back and use this video as a guide on the basics and how to get started, understand the concepts of the game, and so on. So if that sounds good to you, would you kindly hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it. So when you land on the website, it's going to look different from mine. You're going to have to connect your wallet as well as have some tokens in your wallet, which I'll show you how to bridge, for which you have multiple options here. The first one is a website called gas.zip, which I'll link all of this down below, and we would select Yominet. However, it's limiting you to $300 per time, right? Per transaction or per bridge. That's more than enough if you only want to mint one Kami, because a Kami is 0.1 ETH, again, expensive, $180 at current ETH prices, and you're going to have to also deposit 0.01. So you technically only need 0.11 ETH to do this. However, if you want to mint multiple like I did, I suggest using something like the Initia bridge. And this is kind of like two birds with one stone, because we're also farming Initia by using this bridge. So to use this website, I would search the chain I want to go from. I would pick ETH as my token. You could pick whatever you want. I make sure you connect your wallet. And then the chain I want to go in, just like we did on the other website, we're picking Yominet. However, be careful. If you click my address, it's going to pull an Initia address for you. So what you need to do is go in your EVM wallet, grab your EVM address, paste it here, and then you're going to be able to bridge into the proper wallet. So I'm going to repeat that. Make sure you manually paste your address into here and don't just trust clicking the my address button. I haven't done it. I don't know where the money goes when it goes to Initia. Obviously, it's grabbing it from my Rabby wallet. So I'm sure the Initia wallet is there, but I'm not responsible if you do it and your money disappears. Don't come crying to me. I have no idea how to fix it. So once you've bridged, you are going to be able to deposit your funds into the operator. It only asks for 0.01, which it's still like $18. And this is what's going to allow you to pay for all these transactions, because everything you do in the game is going to be a transaction, and 0.01 gets you 10 milli ETH. So it's still a lot in order to do all these transactions. I don't imagine I'm going to need more than 0.01, maybe some point in the future, but at the moment, I'm good. So you land on the website because you've done all the bridging and you have money in the game and all that. This is what it's going to look like. Your tile is going to look different than mine because you're going to start up here at the Misty Riverside. But before we get into any of that, let's quickly go through the layout that we're looking at. So starting at the top left, we have our profile, our socials, our party. However, the next tab up here is going to be a more detailed version of your party, where I can see the 5 Kamigotchi that I've currently minted. I can see how much they are currently harvesting. I can see their health, their cooldown, and so on. We'll get into all that as we start talking about the Kamigotchis. After that, we have the map, and you'll notice this tile under me is green. That's because this is where I'm standing. That's what I'm seeing right here. I could only move next to me. So in order to move, I have to click this path, and then this one's going to be highlighted, and above me, see, I can't go left because certain spots are still closed off, but I can go up or down from here and so on. However, the reason I'm not moving right now as I say that is because every step you take is going to cost you 5 stamina. You can see right now I have a maximum of 100 stamina. It replenishes 1 every 60 seconds, but for the sake of this tutorial, I don't want to burn my stamina and then have to wait like another 30 minutes in order to do it. So just keep that in mind. Don't blindly move back and forth. You have to be smart about these steps that you're taking. After that, we have the harvest tab, which this is unique to the individual tile that I am standing on. And this is part of the core concept of the game, because this is where I'm going to harvest the MUSU token, which right now is a fake token, but hopefully once it launches, it does end up being a cook, similar to games like On-Chain Heroes. After that, we have the Onyx token, which is going to be used for re-rolling your heroes. Again, we'll talk about that later. And then on the top right, we have our inventory. So at the moment, I only have one item. We have the crafting table, which this shows you what items you need in order to craft different potions or items. We have the quests, which I suggest always looking into this because you're probably going to have a quest available once you start. The first quest is move 3 squares, so it's really easy to do. So before moving, because your stamina is limited, you're going to want to start that quest. So you accept it, it goes into accepted, and once you've completed it, you click on complete. So it just went through, and now I have a brand new quest that appeared. I need to harvest for more than 5 minutes. I'm going to accept this quest. You could see it's going through, and eventually it's going to pop up in the accepted tab. And if I do it, I'm going to get a XP candy as a reward. So there's constantly quests. You need to constantly go back, manually accept them, and then manually complete them. Then after that, you just have a chat as well as like settings and stuff. So what is the point of this game? Like I said, the point is to harvest some MUSU, and hopefully eventually it is worth a lot of money once the token goes live. Now, to start harvesting, I'm going to need to get some kamis, which I have 5, but you have none. So I'm going to show you how to get some. In order to do that, you're going to have to make your way to the vending machine. So you're starting up here. I'm starting here. We have the same amount of squares to move through. So for me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it's going to cost me 25 stamina to get to the vending machine. So I'll show you that the transaction is going through. Let's start doing that. So I click. Remember, it's a transaction, so it's going to cost me some gas to move. And you can see the screen changes as I move. So I click the next square, which here you also have the shop. We'll come back to this later, but if I wanted to go into this now, it's going to cost me 5 stamina to enter and 5 stamina to leave. So I'm not going to do it right away. Let's just keep walking. I could also interact on the map, like I can click the arches to go in it, but whatever, or not on the map, on the screen. I prefer using the map. So I'm going to keep going. And these little floating guys, this means I have camis farming on that territory. But if I click one more time, I'm going to make it to the beautiful vending machine. There it is. And then if we click on the vending machine, you can see I can now mint some kamis. So the whitelist mint is done, but there is still a public mint. It is currently 2,051 of 3,000 minted. It's not capped at 3,000. From my understanding, it's going to go higher than this. It's going to go up to 5,000 if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, it's going to go all the way to 20,000. However, the remaining 15,000 are only going to be mintable with the MUSU token. So you're going to need to either play the game or buy up the token in order to mint. So if you want to mint one of these, it is 0.1 or $180 at current ETH prices. But if you're cool with that, we'd go ahead and click approve. If it says you have no money like mine just did, you just have to refresh your screen. So here I click approve. I would accept in my wallet, and then we mint, and now it has gone through. So I didn't mint a kami, I minted a ticket to claim a kami. So next I would go to the gacha, and here you can see I have 1 ticket, and I'm hopefully going to hit a rare one in here. They all have different stats and stuff, so you want to try to, I mean, it's randomized, but your goal is to hit a really good one that's strong, a lot of health, a lot of attack, or whatever it is. I click claim. Once again, I have to sign. And once it's gone through, I have an unrevealed kami, so I'm going to click reveal. And then if we go to my party, I can go see what I revealed. This is not good at all. He has really weak stats. His defense is pretty high, though. That's good. But his health is quite low, so he's more likely to die. He's also a normal, so he doesn't get any boosts. We're going to look at all that in just a moment. But let's say I wasn't satisfied with what I got. I do have the option to re-roll. I would go to re-roll, and in order to do this, I'm going to need a re-roll ticket, which I can get from the auction house. However, in order to get it, it's going to cost me some Onyx, which that's when you click up here, it's going to open a dex where I can get some Onyx. So there it said, how much did I need? 12.17. So if I want, I don't know, what is it? 0.01, is that enough? Okay, it's going to cost me 0.0, let's just say 25. That's going to be $40 in order to re-roll. So again, I spent $180 on the kami, and now I'm spending $40 to re-roll. You got to decide if that's worth it for you. For me, I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. Maybe I'll re-roll them later. But anyways, now we understand how to mint. So we have a Kami. So we're going to want to look at his stats. If I compare it to other ones, you can see I have like insects, I have a scrap, and then I have some normal ones as well. And this matters if we go to this map here. Let me zoom in. This is the exact map that we were just looking at here. However, a very kind person did put this map together, which I'll just zoom into it here, which it's the same map that we have in the game. However, you could quickly scan each area, what it pays out, how much it pays out, the boost that you get depending on the type of Kamigotchi that you're using. So if we look in the top left here, this means insect. This one means scrap. So if I jump back to the game and I click my Kami, this one is a scrap type. This one is a dual insect. So if I use my dual insect on this tile, because it is symbol or because it's marked as an insect type or scrap type, I'm going to get additional rewards. And this one on the top right, you could see it pays out MUSU, the token. Now on the bottom left, this indicates how many points you need or how much MUSU you need to accumulate in order to scavenge, which if we look at a location here, this one needs 200. So for this one, it would be 100. And then on the bottom right of each location, it shows you the different items that you could scavenge once you finally click that button if you have a roll, which I'll show you later in this video. Now, if we look in the top right here, some of these have tickets. And from my understanding, what these tickets equal is Initia VIP. I'll link this down below because I haven't done the full deep dive into Initia VIP yet. However, according to this thread by Apex, it functions very similar to Blast Gold with a mix of Bara proof of liquidity. Now, me personally, I'm going to focus on these areas here and just accumulate as much MUSU as I can until I reach much higher levels. And then maybe I'll think about going into these areas that pay out the VIP. However, there's a ton of areas that haven't been discovered yet on the map because they're still blocked off. So I'm sure there's going to be different rewards based on where you go. Because if I go, I want to see actually if it's open because now it looks like it's open. So I'm just going to go down one. Let's go see because there's this. Okay, it's not open yet. So I can't actually go here. If you look on the map, it's like darked out. That means you cannot go here yet. However, as more and more people contribute MUSU to this progression bar, it's going to eventually open. The map is going to open up. So we're going to get like this marketplace down here. We're going to get this waterfall. We're going to get like this zone, the lost skeleton zone. However, if you contribute to this, you're also going to get prizes. My goal is to get the gold, which is to have at least contributed 3,333 MUSU, which remember, when the token goes live, that's going to be worth money. So let's say MUSU is trading at $1 per token. You potentially just gave away $3,333. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but if it is, like, that's a lot of money that you just gave away, right? That's like an ETH and a half. That paid for more than my mints that I just did. But I do want these rewards, and I imagine it is going to allow me to farm even more. So personally, I'm going to be doing this. So let me show you how to harvest. I got a normal, so it doesn't really matter where I'm harvesting, but let's go to this location where I already have a little Kami that's farming, so we can go check him out and just see what he's doing. So this is the location where my Kami is harvesting. I'm going to click on the harvest tab. You could see in allies, he's here. He currently has, he's farmed 73 MUSU and his health is at 35 of 50. So as he's farming, he's going to be losing health. And this is something you need to keep an eye on because your Kamis can die. You can revive them with items, but you need to keep an eye on it because they can die. And if I were to pull him right now, I tell him to stop harvesting. Either I can take his harvests or I can tell him to stop harvesting, in which case he can't be killed anymore and he's going to start to recover some health. But if I go down here and I filter by health percentage, you could see this guy is under 50%. Like he's starting to play with fire. And if I hover here, it says he can be liquidated if he is below 17 health. So everybody farming this location is keeping an eye on this dude to see if he's going to pull him in time. Maybe he went to sleep and he's not watching him. So in, I don't know how much time, an hour or 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is, if his health goes below 17, you're going to be able to liquidate him. You get half of his MUSU rewards and his character dies. He's going to have to pay to bring the character back to life, or he's going to have to use MUSU to bring it back to life. So if I want to deploy my second character here, I would just click on add Kami to node. I would select the character. There's going to be a cooldown, so I'm not going to do it right now. I'm actually going to pull my guy just to show you what it looks like by clicking this button. If I open this, you could see he's been removed, and my scavenge bar was completing, but I only did 74 of 100, so I can't scavenge yet. So let's just move to another area where I have characters farming. But on our way, I'm going to show you the shop because I'm running out of energy here and I want to make sure I show you everything. So this is the shop that I had showed you. If I click on it and click enter, it's going to cost me 5 energy to go in. So we have now entered the shop. I don't know why it took so long. Again, I had to refresh my page. Sometimes that just happens. So I can click her. It's going to bug her. She's going to tell me to stop. After that, I can click the cash register and you can see I have harvested. So even though I have some that are still live harvesting, I have to manually go and either stop them from harvesting or say, hey, give me what you've harvested so far. And then this is my balance right now. So 124, I can only buy a few items here. I could buy like some food. So this one is going to restore health. I haven't used one yet, but I assume you can use it while they're harvesting. If not, if you want to heal them quickly as you pull them out from harvesting, you could just feed them some food. The other thing you can give them is going to be this red ribbon, which this is what you use when your characters die. This is how you resurrect them with the ribbon, but you're going to need some MUSU. So you have to be careful what you do. There's some other items that are really expensive down here, can be used to make potions, can be used to break down ingredients. This one restores stamina, so this is for you to move around the map and so on. And that's all we can do in the shop for now, but I just wanted to show you the shop. So I'm going to click exit. Again, it is going to cost me 5 stamina to leave. I don't know why it's not popping up. The store is pretty buggy. There's still, like, it's a new game, right? They just went live. There's going to be some bugs. The store is pretty annoying to get in and out of. I don't know. Again, I had to click multiple times. Here we go. I'm out of the store. So now we go back to the map. I want to go to my other commies to check up on them. Always keep an eye on your stamina. We go a little bit to the right here and I will land, boom. So if I go into harvest, you could see I have 4 that are harvesting on this location. And so far they've done 96, 81, 48, and 83. Their health's pretty good. So I'm going to leave them for I might pull this guy. This guy I'm going to pull. He's weak, so I don't like it. I'm also going to show you how to level these characters up. Let's just harvest from this dude. It goes through, harvest from this guy, and this guy I'm going to pull as well because I don't like that he's going low. We're going to stop harvesting for you. Cool. So first I'll show you how to scavenge. So I would just click, because I have one roll, I would just click on scavenge. It's going to show the claim. And if I go to my inventory, I scavenged a wooden stick. Okay. Wow, a wooden stick is what I got from this. I got to go and check what I'm able to craft. I don't think you can craft anything with the wooden stick, but okay. 1 wooden stick revealed. Great. But then the other thing you can do is level up your characters. So these 2 are resting, meaning I'm going to be able here. When you see 100%, you're able to level them up. So if I click this, it's going, oh, I clicked it twice by accident, but it's going to go through. And you can see he is now level 2. I think I could even level him more. There you go. He is now level 3. So if I hop on over to skills, I have 3 points that I can allocate to him. Now there's 4 different areas that you can put skills into. This is something you're going to have to figure out. Predator, I would only use if you have a strong character. So I think this one for me is my best at 19. Him, I'm considering making him a Predator. However, for this dude, I'm just going to go to defensive and I'm going to upgrade either his defense. You can also heal, like give him more health, or you can upgrade how much MUSU he is harvesting per hour. So this one, I'm just going to upgrade his defense to start because I heard that's some sort of strategy. And you can see it's gone through, so the little bar is getting more gray over time. I'm going to upgrade it again. I don't know why this isn't changing, but you saw the gray bar along the border got longer. I have 1 skill point left, so I'm going to upgrade it again. And there you go. I've upgraded 3 times, so I need to upgrade it 5 times total, and then his defense is going to get stronger and stronger. I have another one. Yeah, this one I can do as well. Oh, but he's harvesting. So you can't do it if they're harvesting. You can only do it on the characters that are resting. Now, I know a lot of this stuff does sound tedious. I did hear about this bot called from Whisper Seers Guild. Look, I haven't tested it yet. I am not endorsing this. Whenever you connect to any of this stuff, always use a burner wallet. I did notice it's followed by the game itself, as well as by Apex, who has been covering this game, making some guides about it and all that. So that's like a bonus. But again, always be wary when you are connecting a wallet to this kind of stuff. The downside with this bot, from my understanding, unless they've had an update, it can't move along the map. So it could only work on one square. But if you want to go to sleep and like you don't want to have to worry about your characters dying, or you don't want to pull them before going to bed and then miss out on 6 hours of farming, the bot is going to automatically do that for you. It's going to pull your characters before you get under a certain health, and then it's going to redeploy them after you've healed a certain amount, and so on. So I'm sure there's going to be more and more tools used for this, but that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Again, don't just buy these assets because I did. Make sure you're cool with it, because I'm fine if I lose my money here and I make $0 from this game. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me reach a wider audience. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit the subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching another Crypto Gorilla video. Peace.